Somalia borrowed a lot of money in the 1970s and 1980s. Today, they owe $4.7 billion to various governments and institutions. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, and World Bank both see Somalia as ready to meet conditions for debt forgiveness. But to get all of their accounts cleared, they need measures taken by other countries. Norway has stepped up to offer a bridging loan to pay the World Bank debt. Somalia owes them $300 million. The European Union, EU, the UK, and Qatar have agreed to pay $150 million out of the $300 million owed to the IMF. The World Bank has also showed good faith in providing Mogadishu with $80 million in development grants. The EU followed suit with $116 million in budget support. Multilateral institutions owed money by Somalia include the African Development Bank owed $250 million. The Arab Monetary Fund owed $286 million. Somalia expects forgiveness from its Muslim creditors. Recently, Turkey, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates have been investing heavily in Somalia. The UAE is owed $250 million. Kuwait owed $170 million. Saudi Arabia owed $100 million. China has already forgiven Somalia's debt, although the amount previously owed is unclear and appears to be small compared to those previously mentioned. Three more countries key to this process are France, owed $484 million, Italy, owed $600 million, USA, owed $1 billion. Italy has its own debt crisis. Their debt is 135% of their GDP, which is almost $2 trillion. Many economists think they will default on their debt. This is likely to hurt stock markets around the world. For Somalia, this means their debt to Italy is a small detail in a larger crisis and is likely to be forgotten. France has long had a policy of canceling debt in Africa. Paris still keeps an outsized influence on the continent, though its colonial period ended 5 decades ago. They keep their hand in with financial help and stability for many. In 2014, Somalia, Sudan, Chad, Cote d'Ivoire, and Zimbabwe received a huge debt cancellation from France. The U.S. is thought to spend $500 million annually on development aid and military assistance to Somalia, so the $1 billion in debt would seem easy to cancel. And actually, it would only cost a $35 million payment from the U.S. State Department to the U.S. Treasury Department on behalf of Somalia. The U.S. Congress passed the bill to make this happen, and it was signed by President Donald Trump this week. Somalia's debt clearance and admission into a special IMF program for poor countries appears to be on track thanks to the U.S. move. In Part 4 on Somalia's debt, we look at what the government has been doing to achieve debt forgiveness.